Hey friend, it's Pierre here, and of course, today on episode number 35, it's time to get back to basics. We've been talking about faith, authority, absolutely key principle, things that make you a giant in God's kingdom. But of course, to be a giant, you have to have your feet planted on the ground. So I'm gonna go back to basics, and we're gonna be talking about discipleship. Yep, one of the most important core elements of being a Christian. So, first question to you is, are you a true disciple? And of course, today I'm going to be covering part one of three characteristics of a true disciple. So, in the next videos, make sure to follow through because I'm looking forward to starting this discussion around discipleship to see if you're really a true disciple. And even if you are not yet a true disciple, and you'll see as we move forward what a true disciple truly is, right? So let's get started. Number one, if you are a true disciple, it starts with your commitment to follow Jesus. He's the way, the life, and the truth, right? The way, the truth, and the life. So think about it this way. You have to have a commitment. And how do you make that commitment? And I think we can go to John 14, verse 6, where Jesus answered and he himself says, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So, number one, you are a follower of Jesus. You're committed to him, and you are absolutely stepping into discipleship by going towards him to head towards whom? The Father. Acts 16:31, they replied, and this is when the apostles were actually, they met with some folks that actually were asking, how do we get saved? They're like, believe in the Lord Jesus and you will be saved, you and your household. So here, this is very important because again, we see it starts with the whole believing aspect. But believing is great. It's just the beginning, right? The word says to us that even the demons believe and they tremble, but believing is not enough. Now, as a disciple, you have to deny yourself. So let's go to what Jesus said about that. In Matthew 16:24, he said to his disciples, whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross and follow me. Now, this is really powerful because now he's asking you to do a sacrifice. In a sense, right? Because taking up a cross, what did they do on a cross? They sacrificed people on a cross. So to be his disciple, he's asking you to pick up your cross. Now, that's not a literal cross, but what exactly does that mean to pick up your cross? And he said it again. If you go back to Luke 9:23 in the NIV, you'll see the same phrase repeated. You got to pick up your cross, right? And you have deny yourself. They must deny themselves. And this is the part that I think sometimes we leave out. Deny yourself and pick up your cross, and he says daily. Now that needs underlining. You have to follow him daily. This is not a Sunday to Sunday follow of Jesus. It's a daily commitment. So this first characteristic of a disciple leads us towards this whole daily aspect of being a disciple. So my question to you, what are you doing daily that proves that you are picking up your cross? That proves that you are denying yourself. Maybe you have a job, maybe you run a business, maybe you head a family. Whatever it is you're doing, this is a daily thing. I mean, even in the Lord's Prayer, when he was teaching the disciples under the old covenant, he taught them, give us this day our daily bread, right? So there's something daily about our connection with the Lord. So the one thing, of course, I want to underline is this becoming a living sacrifice, right? Picking up your cross, he's asking you to become a living sacrifice. And the Apostle Paul repeated this in Romans 12, verse 1, where it says, I urge you, brothers, I beseech you, as it says in the King James, to deny yourself in view of God's mercy. Here's what he says, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice. Ooh, ouch. Holy and pleasing to God. And this is your true and proper worship. So imagine offering your body as a sacrifice to God. That's your true worship. No, he's not saying to go ahead and kill yourself. That's not what he's saying. He's simply saying offering your body. In other words, not letting your body do the things you used to do when you were not saved, when you did not know Jesus. This is what he's basically saying to you. So if you find yourself fornicating, lying, doing any of these things, you know what I'm saying, anything that's outside of God's kingdom, you need to literally control yourself. You need to now exercise self-control. And this is really key, because exercising self-control, it comes back to you are a spirit and you have a soul. There is a transformation that must happen. And in the next episode, we're going to be talking about that transformation of the mind as you are a disciple or becoming a disciple. So it's Pierre, of course. As you are watching here on YouTube, go ahead, like and subscribe, and feel free to share, and let's get the conversation started. Questions, comments, I'm looking forward to them. Enjoy. I'll see you on the next episode.